Hey, what's going on, guys? Seth here with the Christ and Sports podcast, and today we will be going over Proverbs 9. Let's go ahead, we'll jump right into it. Wisdom versus foolishness. Looks like a short chapter today. Verse 1. Wisdom has built her house, she has carved out her 7 pillars. She has prepared her meat, she has mixed her wine. She has also set her table. She has sent out her female servants. She calls out from the highest points of the city. Whoever is inexperienced, enter here. To the one who lacks sense, she says, come, eat my bread, and drink the wine I have mixed. So, pause here. She's basically, in other words, wisdom is out and about. She's not hiding. She's actually, in fact, actively searching for you. Verse 6. Leave inexperience behind, and you will live. Pursue the way of understanding. So that this is the call that we've seen before in Proverbs to leave inexperience, drop it, pick up understanding. Just as, Jesus called Peter, drop everything, come with me. I can't remember which gospel and where. But this guy says, what do I have to do to follow you, Jesus? Jesus says, drop everything and come with me. And the guy says, okay, let me just go say goodbye to my family first. And Jesus is like, no, drop everything and come follow me. So leave inexperience behind and pick up understanding. Verse 7. The one who corrects a mocker will bring dishonor on himself. The one who rebukes a wicked man will get hurt. Don't rebuke a mocker, or he will hate you. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. Instruct a wise man, and he will be wiser still. Teach a righteous man, and he will learn more. Alright, so this one right here, 7 through 9. Yeah, if you go up to usually like a teenager in the weight room and say, hey man, your bench form is not good. You're gonna end up hurting your shoulder when you start putting more weight on. You're not using your triceps correctly. Whatever. They might say, oh, okay, that's cool. But then in their heart, they're like, bro, get away from me. What are you talking about? Nah, you're stupid. But if you go up to a guy who's bench pressing 225 for reps, easy, you say, hey, I notice your form's a little off. You might end up hurting your shoulder a little bit. Because they've had experience and they're probably a little wiser than the teenager, they'd probably say, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's great. Show me what I'm doing wrong." They'd actually be interested and actually want to learn. Or another thing is I see this in my youth group a little bit. If I went up to someone and say, "Hey, man, you're kind of sinning in this way," and if they're not a firm believer, uh, they'll despise me. They'll come back to me and say, "No, Seth, you're an idiot. Um, you're pissing me off." Not, but if you like my boy Steven, if I go to Steve, I've said to Steven countless times, "Hey, this isn't right," and he'd look at me and be like, "You know what? You're right. You're right, Seth." And that's how you become wiser. Still, is you instruct someone, you correct someone, and they actually learn from it. But let's continue on. Verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. There you go. Pause again here. Verse 10. Yeah, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Coming to Christ and accepting his salvation is the beginning of wisdom. And then knowledge of the Holy One, reading your Bible brings understanding. For by wisdom your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise for your own benefit. If you mock, you alone will bear the consequences. The woman folly is rowdy. She is gullible and knows nothing. She sits by the doorway of her house, on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling to those who pass by, who go straight ahead on their paths. Whoever is inexperienced, enter here. To the one who lacks sense, she says, stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten secretly is tasty. But he doesn't know that the departed spirits are there, that her guests are in the depths of Sheol. So, at the beginning, we were given this image of wisdom calling out to everyone, calling out and saying, "Hey, come here. Um, you know, come to me. Wisdom is searching for you." But then at the end here, let's just look up what folly means. Yeah, so lack of good sense is what folly means. So when we go back, the woman of lacking sense is rowdy, and she is also calling out to people saying, "Come to me." So just as wisdom is calling out to people, so is foolishness. Um, which to wrap up, that kind of reminds me of the idea of yin yang. For every good, there's an evil, and for every evil, there's a good. Um, you can't have demons without angels. You can't have sin without Jesus and his death on the cross and his payment for that sin. But that assumes that good and evil are equal. If they were equal, God would have no control over sin, but he does. And so in this case, you can say wisdom has a stronger voice, a stronger shout than foolishness. Jesus can overcome any sin. But that'll wrap it up for today. Um, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, prayer requests, you can either drop them in the comments or you can go to my Instagram. Boom. There you go, right there. You can DM me. I'd love to hear from you. But that'll wrap us up. Have a good one. See you.